founders were alive today, they'd be shocked to learn two things. One, we still haven't rewritten the Constitution. And two, somehow we made it weirder. We're told, usually in hushed tones like we're whispering in a church, that rewriting the Constitution is impossible. Too big, too sacred, too dangerous. The founders were geniuses. The parchment is holy, and Article 5 is a panic button hidden behind 3 locked doors, 2 armed guards, and a partridge in a pear tree. Meanwhile, other modern democracies, actual countries with electricity and Wi-Fi, have updated their constitutions like adults. Ireland held a citizens' assembly. Iceland crowdsourced theirs. Chile tried twice, because apparently learning from your mistakes is allowed in the Southern Hemisphere. But us? We treat the 1787 Constitution like grandma's attic, full of antiques, dust, and at least 3 things that would set off a smoke alarm in 2025. Here's the secret no one in DC wants to admit. The problem isn't that rewriting the Constitution is impossible. It's that the current system works perfectly for the people in charge. Congress has the job security of a tenured wizard. Judges serve lifetime appointments, which is just monarchy cosplay with extra steps. And our ethics rules are so loose you could steer a donor-funded yacht through them. We're told the founders didn't intend for regular rewrites. Maybe. But they also didn't intend electricity, TikTok, or a Congress that needs recess like a toddler at daycare. But the real punchline? Ireland, Iceland, and Chile all assumed citizens should actually be involved. What a concept! A government that actually thinks people matter. Ireland pulled together 100 everyday citizens, randomly selected, and said, hey, you want to rethink our basic laws between cups of tea? They consulted experts, debated like adults, and actually produced proposals that voters approved. Imagine Congress trusting regular Americans with power. They can barely trust each other with scissors. Iceland wrote a draft by mixing an elected council with crowdsourced online input, Facebook comments, public suggestions, live transparency. Yes, Iceland let its people rewrite its constitution online. Meanwhile, in America, we can't even agree on the Wi-Fi password without a Senate filibuster. Chile went big. A democratically elected constitutional convention with gender parity and indigenous representation. The first draft failed at the polls. The second attempt collapsed. But guess what? It's not failure. That's just democratic honesty. You can't fix a system by duct taping it. You try, you learn, you try again. That's called iteration, not threat to the republic. But here, we're still arguing whether the founders intended muskets with bayonets or AR-15s with sponsorship deals. A modern constitutional convention, a nonpartisan one, could slam the brakes on our institutional decay. We could rebuild real checks and balances, not the kabuki theater we've got now. We could add term limits for Congress so it stops looking like a museum exhibit. Ending lifetime judicial appointments because serve until death is a retirement plan for pharaohs. Actual ethics standards so public servant doesn't mean guy doing side quests for lobbyists. Decentralization, returning powers to the states, cities, and people instead of feeding the imperial swamp. And a constitution written in plain 21st century English, not escape room clues from 1787. Not left, not right, just functional. That's liberty. The founders wouldn't be offended if we rewrote the Constitution. They'd be offended that we're still arguing over their homework like the final exam is tomorrow. They literally wrote Article 5 assuming that their Constitution would need replacing. They rebooted the Articles of Confederation after just 6 years. We've gone 238 with only 27 minor patch updates. Ireland, Iceland, Chile, they're not perfect, but they tried. They acted. They experimented. America used to be that country. So here's the real question. Do you want a constitution that protects freedom in the 21st century? Or do you want to cosplay 1787 until the system collapses under its own contradictions? Tell me in the comments. If people ran the next constitutional convention, not the politicians, what's the first thing you'd change? And share this, because the founders didn't fear the people. Only our politicians do.